Hey everyone, this is Bethany. We're looking forward to sharing a new project with you we've mentioned before. We're soon going to be releasing our Orinthal Redux series, and we want to give you a little behind the scenes on what that means, what we're doing, and what we're going to be sharing with you. And I got Tony and Adam here to talk about it. So, what is the Orinthal series? I'm going to ask Adam to describe it.
It's a hodgepodge of people doing random nonsense and trying not to destroy the city.
Accurate.
No, it is I would say it's a little mini series we did in preparation for what we like to refer to in-house as the main series. But it was kind of like a little prelude and a little sneak peek into the world that Tony created about 150 years before the events of everything happening in Serviceable Plots and Rumble Squad. And our new Serviceable Plots branding, I guess, is Sharpened Quill, to go in line with our various services that our group will provide.
Yeah, we thought it made sense at this point to go ahead and have an in-world name for our team, since we've accepted we are a team now and not just a bunch of loosely organized people doing jobs together.
We're a bunch of friends, correct?
I'm sorry, we wanted to highlight our friendship.
Exactly.
Not our business. Say, Tony, do you want to share what our original description of Orinthal was?
So our original description says that this is an actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast where the players are looking for clues and hunt for a secret foe that makes devious plots within the city of Orinthal. The party attempts to uncover the machinations of a powerful and sinister organization from accomplishing whatever their goals may be. All the while, they must face the ghosts and ghouls of their past. And in this particular campaign, we were running using the raw elements of our Unearthed Arcana material, which has since then become official classes for most of them.
Yeah.
Well, some of them, not the Mystic still.
Not the Mystic.
And there's no hope now for that either, but that's okay. We're making do.
But also, arguably, it could be because you're broken.
Wow, that's
But they
really
could try to fix
it. Especially after going through it again and hearing how broken Saria is.
Yeah, it's true.
Especially because you rolled almost max stats.
Yeah, the stats and the abilities combined were a bit much. Granted, I only went with them, which I've said in other recordings we've done, because it was going to be a short campaign. And I think for those who've already listened to Orinthal, it's probably not as apparent that we actually recorded only in a few sessions. So for us, it was maybe, a few months, 2 months, 3 of recording?
It was 4 sessions recorded.
Yeah. And, to have all these episodes of adventures is still great to hear them back, but it's weird because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
For us.
Oh yeah, that was 3 years ago now.
It was indeed.
We were baby podcasters, and now we're toddler podcasters.
Good comparison. I like it.
We are now crawling, maybe a little standing. So part of the reason Adam is here, not just because he was one of the other players, Adam is going to be doing the initial edit of the original audio. And what have your discoveries been, Adam, going back to the original audio?
Well, since recording the original audio, I have evolved and reached my second form, going from baby participant to toddler editor. So I noticed a lot more of the different audio techniques we had back then. So, and I guess we could segue that into how it's being edited, which is a lot of what is being focused on is taking out background noise, making sure audio is actually level. Especially in the first session, fixing the problem Nick had that we no longer have to talk about.
that his audio completely
the disconnection and then
altogether.
Talking from his phone, which I will say is probably one of the parts I'm most proud of because it sounds good, actually.
Yeah, we don't have to keep in Tony's apology for the audio being so bad because Adam has worked a lot of editing magic to make it sound much cleaner.
Especially because from our crack team of researchers that gave us feedback on the Orinthal series, one of the biggest comments was, please, the audio needs to be level. It goes from very quiet to very loud.
Do you want to shout out one of our crack team of researchers?
The crack team of researchers, i.e. my wife.
Yes, thank you to Melissa for listening and giving feedback on what we can do to improve.
Greatly appreciated.
The only other audio tweaks we're going to change any of the events that happen. We just may remove any repeated words that don't need to be there. So stumbles, any unnecessary ums that don't seem in character and it's just, people flubbing it. And then improving the quality of certain individuals' audios where we can. Some are unable to be improved other than just reducing background noise, but some others I'm able to tweak and make it a little bit crisper and clear to understand.
Yeah, we can't fix our own mic technique. Like, I know even listening back, I can hear where I leaned away from the mic because I was looking down at a die. And and that is what it is. But at least to fix the level of the volume so that it's more consistent and easier to listen to. We wanted to make it easy to listen to. We're trying to bring it up to our current editing standards, add some music. We want to make it more dynamic and cinematic. And if you haven't listened to our Orinthal series, this is a great place to start with getting to know Tony's world of Ostia and some of the characters who actually turn up in our current campaigns, which part of the reason Ab and I are here is because we both have characters who have lived on beyond that initial campaign. Yes, that's a slight spoiler. We don't die in the campaign in Orinthal. So if you go through Orinthal Redux, you'll know that Saria and Sildan do make it through to the end. Granted, you won't necessarily know all of the trauma they went through in that series.
It's a lot. I tormented them.
But it's still fun to listen to what we were like then. We were so young.
Especially listening to it and editing it, I very much try to keep in mind we're just trying to make it easier to listen to while keeping all of the charm of the original.
Yeah, so it is fun to talk about how different our characters are now from the ones we played, especially for Adam and I, where Adam's like...
Especially because Sildan was my second character.
Yeah, I know. And your first character, we didn't give a personality at all. So.
Other than Sewer Rat.
Other than Riff Raff. Street Rat. Yeah, no, I love Sildan, and I think it's great to see the characters hold up. You know, everybody's still got their distinct flavor.
Although the argument could be made, Sildan was the tipping point of having me only play weirdos.
Yes, weirdos from another land who just really want friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
Is kind of your thing. For me, I'm basically playing the opposite character. I'm like, still a mystic, but oh my gosh, yeah, not at all the same, which is fun, but also weird. And I do miss playing Saria because she was just like low-key a superhero.
She was a powerhouse.
Yeah, now I'm playing, oh gosh, I was going to accidentally say something about Belinda that I'm not supposed to have revealed yet.
Hey, I'll give you, and now she's playing a high-functioning sociopath.
Thanks, man. A little bit of a Sherlock Holmes character. So I know this is fun for... You know, Nick, who really loved playing Tor, and Rachel Kalima, and Chris Darrell to get to see them back again. And it's probably interesting for you, Tony, as the DM, going back to what the world was like in the years past before we might have changed some things with our character choices.
Yeah, I've told this to the cast before that I had Orinthal was something I decided to make as a test run on podcasting because I already had this idea for the current campaign that we're running, and looking at it as they start to interact with the world, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to change a whole bunch of things now because of their choices. Because now it doesn't make sense, some of the things I had planned, or those things need to be tweaked based off of the events that have occurred.
Well, you did learn a lot about us as players. You learned things we really like. We like action. We like drama. We love a conspiracy.
Indeed.
Do you want more conspiracy in the current series? Because there's some conspiracy in the current series.
I feel like we've got at least 6 conspiracies we're trying to unravel right now.
Yes. Have you seen our to-do list?
It's lengthy. And if people haven't seen our to-do list, it's available for our patrons on Patreon. You can see not just what we're doing, what we've done, but some of our guesses as to what's going on, however right or wrong they may be. We have a lot of theories, and we are often proven wrong.
It is the physical manifestation of our metaphorical shelf with all of our boxes inside of boxes.
Exactly. Right. So I guess next we probably want to talk about the release schedule.
Yes. Starting the 21st of September is my hope to have released the first Orinthal Redux episode. I will mention briefly, we are not including the character intros with the release of the rest of the Redux.
Yeah, we decided the character intros still stand on their own, so we will be linking to them and encouraging you to go back and listen to those if you want to get to know how each of our characters transitioned into the journey. But for the Redux, we want to focus on the full cast journey together. So there's still plenty of value in going back and listening to the old episodes, but these will be a little different. We're also probably going to be combining some episodes because we'll be removing some content, just to clear things up a little bit. So the episode numbers won't match up 1-to-1. You'll see some new titles. We thought this would just be a great way to get access to that experience, in a up-to-date format.
We have improved our editing techniques Therefore, we thought we should bring this, our original actual play up to snuff.
Well, our first Orinthal episodes were your first audio editing, right, Tony?
Ever. Yep.
Yeah, 3 years ago. So a lot has changed. And now you've got Adam's editing. Mike has also been editing audio. He's just not currently working on Orinthal, but it's great to have, more people editing, have Nick and I doing the quality assurance review, working on the music. So it's more of a collaborative effort now, which I think is one of the fun things about revisiting it together.
Yeah, we all get to enjoy this process together. Is there anything else you guys want to add on listening back to this? And how do you feel about how the characters you played 3 years ago in Orinthal compared to the characters you play now?
I think the thing that stands out to me is that in every character I play, I always see elements of myself. Not the same ones, because, like I said, Belinda, who I play now, and Sorry, I played before, very different in personality. Sorry, it was very much into being kind of a jokester, which I would not use to describe Belinda at all. But just seeing that I still like to play, powerful, assertive characters, and that hasn't changed. But I do think I can hear that I was more nervous in the original recordings. I definitely talked a lot. Please don't talk about how much I talk now, because I still talk a lot, but I think I'm just more comfortable. And I think it's nice to see, especially for Adam and I, that we really developed a rapport with our characters back in Orinthal.
Oh, yeah.
Which we've done again in the current series.
But to a different sort of relationship.
It was a lot more work.
But Mom, I promise, I didn't try to get arrested again.
It is more mother-son, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so, but I think we've always role-played well together, everybody in the group. So it's fun to get to continue to do that. Even if we split into two groups for some of our players, that we continue to, go on this journey together. So, how about you, Adam?
For me, at least with listening back to everything, it's just a good reminder almost, I don't know, I guess of where we came from. I'm sure it's only been 3 years, but it's been a long 3 years, man.
Especially the last 6 months were the longest of the whole 3 years.
But besides that, it's nice to hearing how much all of us have grown, especially because I've done editing on all three, like Orinthal now, Serviceable Plots, and Rumble Squad. It's nice just being able to see how each player has grown in their own way with how they play the characters, like how Nick's developed since playing Tor, how Rachel's developed since playing Kalima. It's just, it's really fun to take a little trip down memory lane, and it kind of also helps remind you of where you come from, at least in my opinion, keeping yourself a little grounded, and, just trying to keep in mind that, hey, we're just a bunch of friends that are just trying to have some fun.
Yeah, and I think we've kept to that. We definitely have upped our production value from where it was, but at the core of it, we just are a bunch of silly weirdos who like puns.
We're just easier to listen to now.
Yeah, that's basically. Well, I hope.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, I still say, going back, the thing that I struggle with is hearing my own laugh at my own jokes.
Same.
Because I have not stopped doing that. You haven't stopped doing it.
We will never stop. Yeah.
Kind of
we're monsters, but we accept it.
We're like, all the time. Which I will say gets edited out a lot more in Sharpened Quill.
Especially because we keep it in chat now.
That's true. We do keep some of our asides and nonsense to ourselves a little more private, so it doesn't derail the scene into just like weird giggles, because we crack ourselves up. So yeah, Tony, last thoughts on what it's like 3 years later?
Honestly, last thoughts, I listened back to it, and I think the story itself, I thought like everybody engaged really well with each other, with what was going on, and like content wise, I thought it was great. And it's so nice and refreshing to hear back and be like, no, that was great content. The one thing I listened back to, and I immediately start thinking of course, though, is, oh my gosh, all of these edits that I would be doing now.
Yeah. So we hope you'll enjoy listening to Orinthal Redux starting next week. After that release, we'll be going back to releasing what will be Sharpened Quill and Rumble Squad for our Arc 2 adventures, where we get into so much more trouble.
What?
We got into a lot of trouble in Arc 1, both groups, but Arc 2 is, I think we're really stepping things up. I mean, we're taking our crime international, let's be honest. So we hope you look forward to that as well. So thank you for continuing to listen and supporting us on this journey of 3 years plus.
And we hope to see you next time in the world of Ostia.